everybody, how's everybody doing? Just making a quick little video here about the unfortunate passing of Betty White, um, television icon, first lady of TV, comedian, activist, just all around wonderful person. She fought for civil rights, gay rights, animal rights, just equality, just everything. And on top of that, I think she was a comedian or an actor somewhere. Of course she was, and that's how we know who she is. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I jotted a few things down and just thought I would just kind of throw them out there. She was born January 17th, 1922, and of course passed away sadly today on December 31st, 2021, just a few weeks shy, of course, of her 100th birthday. Um, I did see some pictures of her. She was looking pretty frail, but then again, most people at her age kind of do. I'm not saying that as a joke or to be funny. It's just, 99 is a pretty long life. I mean, most people, I'm not going to live that long, and most people I know won't. But for those who do, and much like Betty White, who've made the best of it, good for you and good for her. What else can I say? She started her career in entertainment at 8 years old on a radio program called Empire Builders. Skip ahead a little bit. During World War II, she was actually a truck driver. Not like a big rig, I don't think, but she was still doing her part and moving things around, whatever it was she was doing. But picture Betty White driving a truck. That's kind of crazy. Of course, we know, she was so liberation, blah, 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 blah. I already mentioned that. I got a few notes that I wrote down here just because I'm not an expert. I was just very saddened by her passing. But yeah, her breakout role was a show called Life with Elizabeth in 1953. It was a series of short sketches. I think it went from 1953 to 1955. Just little comedic sketches, half an hour runtime for the show, and I think each show was broken down into 3 different segments. I've never seen the show, but I've seen a few clips here and there, and it's kind of a product of its time, and it looked pretty funny. And it was kind of like how you picture Betty White, very I'm the woman and I'm taking charge, even though back in those days that was not a common thing. But you had, much like, say, use it as an example, the Honeymooners, Alice Gramden versus Ralph Gramden. She was very much, oh, I'm not going to do that. And that was kind of Betty White's kind of role from the clips I've seen in this show, from what I understand. But again, I haven't actually seen the show. But that was her breakout role, which led her into television stardom, I guess. Skipping ahead, she got her popularity and got to the point where she had 3 shows with her own name, like the Betty White Show and the Betty White Show and the Betty White Show, pretty much. And they were, as from what I understand, were all different types of variety show things from, I think, probably sketch shows from back in the 50s and 60s. And were all comedy and showing off her what she was and how she continued to be. Sorry. But I've only seen a few clips of the shows. I was just sort of going over her biography. After that, another thing. Yeah, this is what I want to say. I think it was on her first show. She had a dancer by the name of Arthur Duncan who was an African American, and people were very much like, not everybody obviously, but some people were sending her letters and just getting phone calls and threats. Don't put this guy in the show. He's black and we don't want to see that. And her response was basically, I don't know verbatim, so I'm just going to say it was the equivalent of saying, suck it up, buttercup, it's happening. If you don't like it, don't watch the show. And that was basically her attitude about that. It was, it's my show. You got a problem with it, don't watch it. And also in response to that, she gave him more airtime. So he was actually getting more exposure on the show, and he's always thanked her and always, for breaking down those racial barriers that television sort of had back in those days. Like, I mean, if it wasn't, skipping ahead, shows like All in the Family or whatever, black people or non-white people, for the most part, didn't really exist. And if they did, they were just kind of there, and I'm just being realistic. It's just how television was in the United States and other places. It's just, you know, but Betty White was one of the first to say, you know what? This guy can dance. This guy's an entertainer. I don't care about his race. I don't care who he is. And if you got a problem with it, too bad, because he's staying. And sadly, the show was canceled shortly after that probably because of prejudice. But then what did she do? Just got another show. Anyway, it was just one other thing I was going to say. But she also had so many shows. Yeah, the Mary Tyler Moore show. You had Carol Burnett, Mama's Family, of course, Golden Girls, Hot in Cleveland. Like she just kind of was there, and even later on, like she was Hot in Cleveland. She was already like 90ish, early 90s, still doing this, not wanting to slow down and just keep going, making the best of life. She predates sliced bread. She was such an awesome, funny person. She had that Super Bowl commercial. I think it was a Snickers commercial where she gets tackled, and it was one of those you're not yourself if you're hungry or whatever, and she's trading insults with another guy, and it's a really funny commercial. Just check it out. Just Betty White Super Bowl commercial. I don't really know where I'm going with this to end it off. Like I said, I just jotted a bunch of things down and just kind of doing that. I know that Lorne Michaels tried to get her on Saturday Night Live for years, and she just declined. I don't think it was a hatred thing. I just think she just wasn't interested. And then finally in the 2000s, she finally did, and she was on a few times, and everybody loved her, of course. So what else? There's a couple of things I want to say, I think. I'm not really too sure. But sadly, yes, we did lose her today, and it's the world's still going to go on. The world's going to be the same, but it is a sad thing. She was such a wonderful person, but she did live to be 99. So it's not like she died young, and it's like, but for 99 years, when she started getting entertainment and started doing all these great things about equal rights, animal rights, and all the other things I mentioned earlier, through it all, she just kept us smiling, kept us happy the whole time. So I just want to say rest in peace, Betty White. Put the glass to you. Happy New Year. Well, as weird as that it says, and I'm just going to say we miss you, we're going to miss you, we love you, and I guess as weird as it sounds and lame, thank you for being a friend. So, rest in peace, Betty White, and I guess I'll see y'all in the next one. And Happy New Year to everybody out there, and be safe. Good night.